Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, you guys sent me a ton of questions, and we spoke about what it takes to get affiliate. And you had more specific pinpointed questions that you wanted to ask me. So today, I'm going to answer those questions, and I'm also going to give you some additional tips and some advice that I use to kind of continue to grow my channel once I hit affiliate back in May. As many of you know, and for those of you who are new, I'm a small streamer. On average, I get about 15 viewers. So my advice is not the big timing advice of people who have already hit partner or have 200 people watching them when they're live. My advice is a little bit more real, in my opinion, where I'm still struggling and I'm still trying to grow. So we're gonna dive right into it and we'll chat today. And if you have any additional questions, I'm more than happy to answer them, and I'm more than happy to answer them while we're live every Thursday, Friday, and Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm also happy to answer them in the comment section below. If you like these videos and want more of them, please make sure to subscribe. And if you like this video specific, please make sure you hit that like button. The first question was how long it took me to reach affiliate. And for me, I started streaming in December of 2018. I would stream maybe 1, maybe 2 days a week, an hour or so. I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3, I was playing God of War, I was streaming from my PlayStation. I didn't have a supercomputer, I didn't have a computer that even could stream, and my internet kept cutting me out when I was streaming. So I kind of figured it out, and we kind of did that for a couple months, probably up until April. And then in April, I switched over to my MacBook, and I streamed from my Mac for a little bit. I then had my Mac, I then paralleled my Mac, which means that you make it half Mac, half PC, streamed from the PC side of things, and started to stream there, which then probably made me hit affiliate probably like 2 or 3 weeks after that. So it was the end of April, right into the beginning portions of May, and I reached affiliate on May 12th. So our next question is what gear that I started off with. So as I just said, I started off with a PlayStation. I then moved to a Mac, and then I moved to a paralleled Mac. And after I reached affiliate, I made a $2,000 investment, and I bought a supercomputer. One of my moderators, Drew, he's great with computers, and he built it for me. And that pretty much is where I'm at now. I made sure to have that down payment and that investment and put it into being able to do everything that I have today. And I'm able to continue to do everything that I need with this computer, and it was worth it for me. If you have the money, buy a nice computer. If you don't, you can still figure it out. And at the same time, you can still continue to stream from a PlayStation. I know a fantastic streamer. He has been streaming from his PlayStation 100% of the time with a camera. I'm going to say it again because it's really important. With a camera on his PlayStation for about 6 or 7 months now. And he eventually made enough money from streaming, which made him buy a computer. So he took all the money that he was gaining from streaming and turned that into a computer. Now he streams from his computer with a capture card while still playing PlayStation games. But now his stream looks cleaner, and he kind of moved past that point of streaming from that PlayStation with the chat on the side. So our next question is, what happens at the end of my stream? What should I be doing? A lot of people have asked me this and asked me why I do this. But at the end of my stream, I always make sure I raid someone. What this does is it takes your viewership and brings it to someone else's. So when you are streaming and you're playing, let's say for example, I play Dead by Daylight. And when I'm done streaming, I raid someone else playing Dead by Daylight. What this does is it's networking, one. Secondly, I'm bringing my viewership to someone else, which in turn, maybe they'll do that back at some point, but don't expect it. They could or could not ever see your content ever again. You never know. You can make a new friend to play the game with, or it could literally just be a raid and then you never see that person ever again. What this does is it allows you to network and allows you to meet and introduce yourself to new people. So if there's someone who you're like, oh my god, I would really love to play the game with them, I really love to connect with them, they're another smaller streamer, raid them once you're done. Plan your schedule around, maybe start a little bit early so you can raid them, and make sure you have at least 30 minutes at the end of your stream to interact with those people in that new stream. Otherwise, you're just dropping your community off. Other thing that people ask is a host. What's the difference then between a raid and a host? So when you're hosting someone, you're taking your screen where someone's watching you, and it's just turning into theirs. And they're watching essentially their stream on your profile. Where when you're raiding someone, you're bringing them to their profile, which in turn could have them stay and last there longer. And when you are thinking about someone to raid, make sure you have two things in mind. The first, try and raid someone who has the same exact viewership that you have. So if you have 7 people watching you at the end of your stream, find someone who has 7 people. What that's going to do is going to be a great person to network with. They're about the same size you are, they probably have about the same people chatting, and now you're doubling their community for that maybe hour or so while your community sticks around and hangs out and chats. The longer that you're there hanging out and chatting with them, their community will probably stay there a little bit longer. Some of them may disappear over time, and some of them may find someone new that they like and enjoy who streams. Really not a bad idea. Also, make sure that there's something about your stream that's in common with theirs. That's 1, the game, or 2, something about the game. For example, whenever I would stream Magic, I would always find someone who was drafting at the end of my stream, because I was drafting. What that did is it allowed me to network with other people who drafted online. When I stream Dead by Daylight, I try and find someone who is queer who's also playing Dead by Daylight. Maybe they're playing Survivor, maybe they're playing Killer. What this is doing is allowing me to network with other queer people who are playing the same game I'm playing. So this next question is a little interesting. Someone asked me, Shawn, you have no fancy graphics or anything around your stream. You have the game and you have your camera. That's it. Why? So I used to have follower goal, and I used to also have a monetary goal of what I was hoping to make, and it just seemed too cheesy. It didn't seem like it was something I wanted to continue to promote and do anything of that nature. So while follower goals are super important, and those are internal things, maybe put that in below in your panels. They don't need to be jarred with it the entire time you're live. All those fancy graphics, all they're doing is 1, blocking the game, or 2, just being overall distracting. I took this advice very early on from a fellow streamer who streamed Magic. He told me, take the fancy graphics away, no one wants to see them. No one wants to see your follower goal, and no one wants to see anything of that nature. I asked him why, and he said, go and watch other streamers. Where do you stick around and where do you not stick around? Those people who have all those fancy graphics all over their screen the entire time, are you staying there for longer? Or are you bouncing in and then leaving because you got distracted? Having that person's name on the stream for a long time, what is that doing? Is that really like helping them? Is that making them find a sense of community? If that's the case, then continue to do it. I know a fantastic streamer who's partnered, who has a little box in the bottom corner of her stream, and it rotates. It has 3 people that it shows of the last activity that's been going on. I think that's perfect. I don't think that there's anything more than you really need at that. Also, that thing is rotating. As something new comes in, those old ones go away. If you're not having people who are constantly following you, they're going to see the same name there for a very long time. So it might not be worth it to even leave it there. This streamer is partnered. She has constant activity there where it's constantly changing, constantly moving. So it's never the same information there. What this is going to do is keep your stream cleaner, where you might be able to also use that for YouTube, or you might be able to use it as a brand promotion for Twitter. Coffee break. Someone asked me the other night, and I talked about this on stream, but I want to talk about this with all of you. Why is my viewer count turned off? So while I'm streaming, my live viewer count is not on. This is a huge mental health thing for me, where I felt super comfortable being able to stream in front of a camera without that number on. That number is so distracting for me and many other streamers. This advice came from a good friend of mine very early on when I started streaming. She told me, shut it off. It's distracting you, it's taking you away from actually streaming, and you're just focusing on that number the entire time you're live. As soon as I shut that number off, I saw an increase in people watching me, which is very odd, because now that it's off, I know that view count is there, and I know that it's there where I want it. I know if chat slows down, maybe that number's a little slower. I know if chat's pretty active and pretty going, I know that maybe I'm closer to 20 active viewers who are watching my channel at that time. At the end of the day, I'll find out when I finish. And what you can do is look at a map at the end of your stream and see when your highs were, when your lows were, what was happening during your stream. Review your VOD and kind of compare that instead of trying to review it live. You're trying to do too many things, you're trying to multitask. Do one thing, play the game, talk to your chat. Look at the view count later. So this next question that I got, what tips and tricks can you share from your own experience to help me interact with my community while I'm live? So the main thing that I do is I learn to talk to myself. It took a very long time for me to do this, and I still struggle with it. To be very honest, it's super difficult to do. What I've learned is to talk about the game as much as possible. Every little nick and cranny and thing that's going on while you're playing, talk about it. I'm going over to do this. I'm moving over to do this because of this reason. I think that if I do this, the other person's going to do this. Talk about those things. Anytime you're talking about the game or talking about anything, people are going to want to interact with that. Keeping people there longer, as well as having those people who are there interact more. So when you're saying, I have this dead chat and I can't talk to it, and you're not talking, no wonder why they're not talking to you. You're not talking, so they're not talking. But then you're sitting there with one viewer, and you're like, wow, fuck. Have a friend come by and chat with you the entire time. That can really help, and that was the main advice I had in my first video when we talked about this, was making sure someone's there chatting with you. Because talking to yourself is hard, and I know it's hard. But just talking to someone about literally anything from your life, your personality, what's going on, instead of people who learn more about you and maybe learn more about the game. Use the AMA tag, which is Ask Me Anything. Maybe some people want to come by and just chat about whatever, and using that tag while you're live might help you. It might not. Who knows? It depends on the game. Depends on what people are coming by, why they're coming by to see you. What networking did you do outside of stream? People are coming in, now you're talking to them, now you're talking about the game, now you have new people who pop in for a hot second, now they're staying, now you're interacting with them longer, and you see this momentum going, and then you're starting to grow your channel. This next question, Shawn, you have so many commands in your channel, why? Some of them are really useless, and what's the point of them? So if someone's coming by over and over and over again, and they're asking you the same question, make a command for it. It's so much easier than doing anything else. If people are asking you what's your Instagram page, what's your Twitter, exclamation mark Twitter, exclamation mark Instagram, exclamation mark socials. Make your life so easy. Most of the bots, you can make the commands right then and there. So if you're about to make a command or about to tell someone that what your Twitter is, exclamation mark, AddCommand, exclamation mark Twitter, space, put the Twitter thing right there. Easy, you just made a command while live to give someone the same information. That person now has your Twitter information and can now contact you offline, follow your Twitter, learn more about you, and all you did that was while live. So you don't have to worry about not having that command next time when someone asks. Someone says, what's your Twitter? Exclamation mark Twitter, and that'll give you the information you need. Exclamation mark social, and that'll give you the information you need. Super easy, cut and dry. And if you have questions about commands, ask. I'm more than happy to help. They're super easy to make, and they're super effective and really help you out when you're trying to learn new things or trying to learn more about someone. Most of the time, a lot of people use the same commands. If you're interested in someone's content, exclamation mark Twitter, exclamation mark Discord. When you're in someone's chat, you're probably going to get that information. So if you're enjoying a stream, just do it and see what pops up. Nothing pops up. Maybe they need to do that. And if you don't have those things, make them while you're live or make them when you're not live. Don't try and make 50 commands. This is like big advice. Do not try and make 50 commands. That's not going to help you. You're going to be stressed out and you're going to be so mad. Make them one at a time and make them as they come up. But if people are asking you the same question multiple times, turn it into a command. Coffee break. So this last question, how do I continue to get viewers to come back again? I have the follower count that I need to reach affiliate, but people don't come back. I see that name once and I never see them again. I struggle with this more than anything. I have over 1,000 followers here on Twitch. I see 15 people. So let's think about that again. I have 1,000 followers and about 15 people show up every stream. You have about 50 followers. 1 to 2 people show up each stream. Okay. We're math people. Okay. Math stuff. Math. That's like 1%, 2%, 3%, maybe, if you're lucky. Think about it in that way. As your follower count grows, someone's going to come back. It's going to take time. Twitch does this thing where it says having 50 followers and an average viewer count of 3 is going to get you affiliate. That seems very odd. So with 50 people, you're going to have 3 or more coming to every single stream. That doesn't seem to be the case, and it seems to be higher than 50. But this metric is set that so they can make sure that they cover their basis. Some people may only have 50 followers and have 3 to 5 people watching their stream every single time. Some of us may have 200 followers and have 5 people watching us. It takes time, and over time, as you grow, those people may come back. Ways that you can make these people come back in addition is making sure you're active on Twitter, making sure you're interacting with them offline in Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, you fucking name it. Pick one, pick 2, pick 3. Making sure to invite people into a Discord community or connect with them offline is the easiest way to make sure they come back. Having those life-while conversations while you're live is another way to make sure they're coming back. I'm a small streamer, and I make sure to make those people feel warm and welcome while they are there. I talk to them about their personal life. I talk to them more about the game, ask them how their day is going. And for a while, when I first started streaming, I wrote this information down in a little notebook that I had next to me, because Lord knows I have the shittiest memory. And you'll learn that about me over time, that I'll probably say the same thing multiple times while live. And having that little notebook next to me, let me remember, okay, this person's from this time zone. This person is going to be doing this. Okay, so it's 5 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock there, they're probably going to bed soon. Ask them how their day was. Ask them what they ate for dinner. Ask them what they did here, that, and the other thing. Having a question of the day. All these little tricks and all these little things kept people coming back, and I hope it continues to have people come back. We'll see in 2020 how my community grows and see what happens. Maybe these tricks don't work at all, and that's the thing. Maybe they won't. But I'm out here trying, and I'm out here giving the advice that I have and what advice was given to me to hopefully help all of you. Just a reminder, we are live Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 5 p.m. And if you ever have any more questions about streaming or anything in general about Dead by Daylight, or just want to chat about me, come join us when we're live. Ask additional questions about streaming in the comments section below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks so much, everyone, and I hope to see you soon. Make sure to like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the flip side.